Leyline binding. Very nice. All over. Detention sphere. It's like a fancy O-ring. If they've got a bunch of creature tokens, they're gone. It's worth pulling. Okay. Definitely Lasso. If you've seen my other drafts, you know I love Thunder Lasso. This card is awesome. What's up, deckheads? Welcome back to MTG with me. It's the Gainswalker today. I'll be doing another Premier draft, Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Been having a lot of fun with these. Just going for packs at this point. Still trying to get a lot of the cards that I want to build decks around this set. First pack, don't forget to like and subscribe. Fairly new channel, free-to-play player. First card we got up here, or at least the rare, the Key to the Vault 2-drop. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to a player, look at that many cards from the top of your library. You may exile a non-land card from among them. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost. What? That is so good. It is an equipment, so that'll be a little bit hard to kind of use. If I saw Prairie Dog, though, I would have definitely taken Prairie Dog. That Prairie Dog is definitely the #1 draft card, at least for the uncommons, I would say. Some of the other stuff that I see in here, people will probably build an Is It deck around, but I'm definitely going to take Key to the Vault, because that could be really good. Alright, Annie Joins Up is very good. ETB deals damage to a creature or planeswalker. If a triggered ability would trigger, it triggers an additional time. This is also one of the cards that I wanted to craft, so I'm going to be one of those guys that just grabs it, even if I'm not using it. Target creature you control gets +2/+2 till end of turn and fight, so that's good. Savage Smash. As far as creatures, I think Drover Grizzly could be a good one to get on the next turn around. And I'm not seeing much with blue right now, so maybe we build a Naya deck around the Annie theme. I don't know. Enters battlefield top list, control control 2 or fewer other lands. That I don't like, because then you play it turn 3 or after, which is more of the turns that you'd likely have it, and it does, and it's less effective. Here is not so bad. Eroded Canyon, that could be good. Skewer the Critics, Spectacle, deals 3 damage to any target. Okay, so but if I've dealt damage to it, yeah, if an opponent lost life, then I could do it for 1, and it's kind of like a lightning bolt. Could be some value there. Target creature you control deals damage equal up to 2 other targets. Loan Sharks. Look at that artwork. That is so funny. Tough call. I'm gonna grab Pack Tarantula, just for the sake of having a big late game creature if we go Naya. This played really well with Is It when I played it in a draft. The Violent Cacophony. Ferocification, beginning of combat on your turn, choose 1. Medicine Haste +2/+0. Loot the key to everything. Ward 1. Beginning of your upkeep, exile top X cards of your library, where X is the number of card types among other non-land permanents you control. You may play those this turn. So if I did that with the Key to the Vault, that is kind of like a pretty strong combo there. That I might just grab that. Yeah, again, kind of all over at this point. We'll see. Oh, all right. Is this an equipment one? Create 1/1 red mercenaries. Tap, add 1 or +1/+0. Only a sorcery. Whenever you activate an ability that targets a creature or player, copy that ability. Okay. What do I have here? It's not targeting a player. That's kind of tough. It looks like we could do a rug deck. So let's get some flying. Ooh, I do like Outlaw Medic though. I'm gonna go with the Medic. Okay. Definitely Lasso. If you've seen my other drafts, you know I love Thunder Lasso. This card is awesome. Okay. Hell to pay. X, and so it's like a fireball. Create a number of tapped treasure tokens equal to the amount of excess damage dealt this way. That could be very good. Marauding Sphinx. Okay, whenever you target something of your opponent's surveil 2, only once a turn though. 5-drop ETB. Turn tap creature to its owner's hand. Okay. Doesn't have flash though, so that's not amazing. Destroy artifact. I'm gonna go with the rare here. And again, still all over. Not sure which way I'm gonna go. Take for a Ride's pretty awesome. It has flash as long as you've committed a crime. And so stealing a creature an opponent controls at instant speed is amazing. Especially when they swing out heavy. You take one of theirs, you block, you get rid of another one. Ideally, you can get rid of 2 in the right circumstance. Ride down, very awesome second, but that specific mana makes it a little tough. So I'm going to go with Take for a Ride, just because I think that it's a better combat trick. Alright, Razzle Dazzler. I've had a lot of fun with that. There's this mechanic called Plot. If you haven't been paying attention, you can exile a spell for its plot cost and play it at sorcery speed on another turn for 0. And so that makes this multiple spells a turn pretty easy to hit. Jailbreak Scheme, okay. Or a 3-drop, 3/2. I do like the Time Walk on that one. So I want to grab that just to have it. Lone Shark. Alright, so this is a 1-drop, 1/1. ETB's tap target permanent. Pumpable, draw a card, discard a card. Okay. And this says ETB, draw a card. I'm going to grab that. Emergent Haunting. At the beginning of your end step, if you haven't cast a spell from your hand this turn, and it isn't a creature, becomes a 3/3 spirit creature type with flying. That could be very good. Again, I have one of every color here. It's just all over. Detention Sphere. It's like a fancy O-ring. If they've got a bunch of creature tokens, they're gone. It's worth pulling. I don't see any Prairie Dog. I see an Armadillo. What is this? 7/7 for 6. Reach board 3. Discard it. Search library for a basic land or desert. Put it in your hand. Shuffle. Gain 3 life. That's a cool, like, ability there. That might be good. I'm still gonna go with Detention Spear. I just don't want other people to have it at this point. Alright, so maybe we do another America deck. I don't know. That is tough. Frontier Seeker, ETB, look at the top 5. May reveal a mount or a plains, put it in your hand. Pretty strong. This guy, not so great unless you're just doing a bunch of creatures. Whenever you cast your first spell each turn, add 2 red. It's a 3/4 for 4. I mean, that's pretty good, but to have 2 of these would be really strong. So I'm going to grab that. Ty Joaquin, Perfect Shot, 2-drop, 2/3. Whenever source you control deals non-combat damage to a creature, that creature's equal to that creature's toughness, draw a card. The source you control would deal with non-combat damage or permanent to a player this turn. It deals that much damage plus X. So you can make it deal equal. That's kind of neat. Not amazing. No Prairie Dog. Six sequence seems cool, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab the rare. Oh, Primal Command. Target player gains 7 life. That's really good, but unfortunately not building that. Skullcrack, also very good. One last job. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Return target mount. Return target aura or equipment. That's cool, but Skullcrack's so good. Can't gain life. 3 damage to player, planeswalker. I've got like no creatures. I definitely gotta fix that. But Skullcrack's so good. Yeah, I'm gonna grab that and then just look for creatures at this point. Oh, as soon as I say that, another take take for a ride. Okay. I gotta think about this. I've got enough instances and sorceries. Whenever one or more creatures you control die. Oh, it's me. I'm gonna go with the bighorn. I need creatures, and I don't want to wait entirely to the last pack to get them. Hypothesizzle, damage draw, that's a thing. That's so tough. Alright, so it looks like America is what I'm doing again. This one's pretty sweet. ETB with a +1/+1 counter for each creature. So that'll help a lot, as long as I can get a lot of them. Alright, here's a 2-drop. Well, 3/1/4. I like the first strike. Enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on another creature you control. Sweet. Got a little bit of that going on. Mystical Tether. This is an O-ring, I believe. Whenever you cast it, though, you may cast it as flash. You pay 2 more. Okay. So we'll do like a spell damage, O-ring, and creature America kind of thing. Let's get that out of here. Okay. Got something going on. Right now, just 9 creatures, so I'm basically gonna have to just hit all creatures on this. Let's see. 11 non-creatures. Oof. Trying to see which ones. This has got Pumpable Surveil. That's kind of good. Alright, creature. Well, Primal Command came back around. I'm gonna grab it just to have it for another deck, because that's pretty solid. I know that doesn't make much sense, but here we are. Alright, got some creatures going on. Leyline Binding. Very nice. They made it a mythic rare. Cool. Form a posse, create X/1/1 red mercenary creature tokens. That could be very good. I don't like Leyline Binding, but it is an O-ring. Costs 1 less to cast for each basic land type among lands you control. So I could cost 3 less. Yeah. Actually, let's see what the prompt says. Does the prompt think that's good enough? Because the Wingsmith is also pretty decent. I have a feeling it's gonna highlight Leyline. Yeah. Memory Vessel, 5-drop. Exile. Each player exiles the top 7 cards of the library until your next turn. Players may cast cards they exiled this way, and they can't play cards from their hand. That's kind of neat. Cruel Ultimatum. Ugh. That is a brutal card. Stoic Phoenix Flash for 4. Hexproof as long as you haven't cast a spell this turn. I really like that. And I'm going to hope to see this Dually land come around. Omen Path Journey 4-drop. ETB. Search your library for 5 cards. Different names. Exile. Choose a card at random and you can play it. Okay. Well, none of that will help. Magebane Lizard is not that great. Gonna have to be the bird. Starting to get some heavier late game creatures. So I definitely want to focus on 1, 2, and 3 CMC creatures. Let me just go ahead and start taking out all of the non-creature spells. So many of them. I'm glad I got a lot of removal this time, because that's something I've been kind of lacking on. Alright, Stagecoach. Enters the battlefield, creatures you control get +1. That's okay, because they get it for a turn. But we need a little lower. CMC. I like this owl. I'm either between the owl or the outlaw medic. And the outlaw medic has lifelink and draw. So I think that that's the better play, and we'll hope to see the owl come back around. Alright, another supplier. Oh, hey. Wrangler of the Damned, 5-drop, 1/4, flash. Beginning of your end step, you haven't cast a spell from your hand this turn. Create a... What? Each turn, you're telling me I can create a 2/2 spirit with flying? That could overwhelm the board state easily. That's definitely the grab. Reach, 4/5. Whenever you cast your second spell, deals 2 damage to your opponent. I like it. Yeah, definitely gonna go with that. Actually, 2/2 for 2 tap. Nah, I'll go with this guy. Surgical Extraction, pretty solid card. This time I will get the tap. Silver Deputy, 2-drop, 2-drop, 1/2 ETB. Search library for a basic land. All right, mana fixing for sure. Lots of cards that I could use in this last pack, so that is awesome. Whenever this enters the battlefield, exile top card of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play that. It's a 3/2. Why not? Form of Posse seems good. Or if you don't play a spell, this gets flying, which is pretty good. Oh man, I like that just because it helps create a board state. Either the 2/2 for 2 or the 5-drop. Each player exiles the top 7 cards of the library. Yeah, might as well. Outlaws, Tiny Bones. I'm not gonna grab it, but I love that artwork. One where he's running across the piano is amazing. 1/3 for 2, 1 tap, direct damage to your opponent, and hey, we got another flyer. So we did luck out with the creatures there. It looks like we'll be doing another America thing here, but yeah, I don't think it's bad at all. All right, let's take a look at them real quick. There's a couple I gotta take out. All right, I think that'll do it. So I've got 19 creatures. I can take some out for sure. This is going to be like my best creature card, Wrangler of the Damned, just because it produces more creatures. Iron Fist Pulverizer is a okay kind of card as far as 5-drops. Jin's Fool's Fall. This is a 4/3 for 5 that I could plot, so I could get it out on turn 4. It's nothing fancy. Sterling Supplier. It's another 5-drop. So I'll have 3 5-drops or 4. Oh, that's so much. Okay. This can probably go. All right, and now how's my curve? 3.2, a little high. 2 Outlaw Medics, that's good. I got some lifelink. The theme here is not saddle as much as it is 2 spells. Direct damage. Got some mana fixing. Definitely want to flood the board with a lot of creatures. The Wolverine does well with playing extra spells to try to get that 2 spells a turn. Bridled Bighorn, if I'm using a saddled card, I love that because it creates more of a board state. little bit of draw, a little bit of hexproof. Honestly, I may drop it down to about 16 creatures just because I have a lot of removal. But first, let's take a look and see what I'm going to use. So, the Lasso, I really like this card. It equips when it enters the battlefield. It's got a tap effect when you attack, so there's no extra stuff you need to pay. And equip 2 is not bad. So, definitely got the Lasso in there. Detention Sphere is like an O-ring, and so if we wanted to focus on just, I don't care what they play, I'm going to remove it, then I would do Tether, Leyline Binding, and Detention Sphere. And that's not a bad play. But I've also got a lot of burn, right? So do I think that I'll be able to burn my enemy out, or do I think that it's better to exile them and have the enchantments on the board? Hell to Pay deals X damage to target creature. Create a number of tapped treasure tokens equal to the amount of excess damage dealt this way. That could be very good. Especially because, you put those with Form a Posse, and now I've got a bunch of stuff going on. Take for a Ride, really great combat trick. Memory Vessel, I don't know. It's an artifact, right? So I can do that multiple times. So each player exiles the top 7 cards of the library. Until my next turn, players may play cards they exiled this way, and they can't play cards from their hand. So, if I had this at turn 5, it's kind of a stalling board state. At the end of their turn, I can have us exile the top 7 cards from their library. Until my next turn, players may play cards they exiled this way. And so that'll be that small amount of time from the end of their turn to my turn. Boom, exile top 7. They can play it on their end step, which is only their instances, right? And then they can't use their hand. Now they will be able to use their hand as soon as I take priority and it's my turn. But the important thing is I'm destroying 7 cards of theirs while getting 7 cards for myself. You know what I mean? If I do that right at the end step. Now it is a tap. I can only do it once. But that, I don't know. It seems interesting, especially in a draft, because you only have 40 cards. So if you have a stalling board state, that is kind of a unique thing you could do. I am drawing though, so I probably would have less cards. So it is interesting, but I don't think that I should use it. So the real question is, do I want to do damage and draw, or do I want to do like exile what they got? If I did exile 3 of them, I have one of them is very specific mana cost. It looks like I'm barely splashing in red, so it'd be a little bit more of an even spread if I did the burn. Key to the Vault: whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, look at that many cards from the top of your library. You may exile a non-land card from among them, put the rest on the bottom of your library. You may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost. Now that will definitely help with the multiple spells a turn. The only problem is I have to guarantee the damage across, and so I could put it on Razzle Dazzler. It's still kind of tough to get to do. So I think I'll stick with the burn. Maybe do like a Skull Crack, Take for a Ride, 2 Hell to Pay, and Form a Posse. What else do I have? This would be neat for kind of removal if I had a mount. 2 damage target attacking or blocking, 4 if you have a mount when you cast it. Alright. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll do Form a Posse, 2 the Hell to Pays, Take for a Ride, maybe Slick Sequence instead of Skull Crack. I don't know. Let's see. This is 2 drop for 2. 2 damage to any target. If you've cast another spell this turn, draw a card. Ooh, so it's only if you cast another. That's so tough. Because I really like Key to the Vault. Just because it really does help you. But you have to guarantee the damage. And that's where I'm a little ugh on it. Alright, one last look. I think Skullcrack's the move. Slick Sequence is good, but specific mana, it's only 2 damage. This is 3 damage. It also stops life gain if somehow there's a situation where that's a thing. Ooh, wait a minute. Outlaw's Fury. All creatures get +2/+0 till end of turn. If you control an outlaw, exile the top card of your library. Do I have outlaws? What's going on here? So outlaw is a rogue, assassin, mercenary, pirate, warlocks. Okay. So 3, 4, 5. 6. Only 6. Okay. That's not as much as I thought I had. Alright. Gonna put in the Skullcrack. Got that average down a little bit. Creatures are really gonna start to hit turn 2 and later. Let me double check the lands. That's the last thing you want to do before you finish it up. I have now basically just splashed a little bit of island, and I need double island by turn 4 to really capitalize on what I'm doing. So let's see. That I don't like. That I do not like. So I'll get rid of that. I just hate having less than 5 of a land, you know? So if I had taken some of the dually lands, that might have been better than some of this extra removal that I got, but you know, here we are. So 6 plains, 5 islands, 6 mountains. That seems fair. Again, it's a deck size of 40, so 17 lands is fine. All right, and that is going to do it for the build. I do appreciate you joining me. As always, watch these games, get those gains, and walk those planes. Until next time, deckheads, keep it easy.